Okay, so I'm really excited because I just super cooled water for the first time. So what happens with super cooling, you can see the bottle here. So you see that this is ice. It's not water. When I took it out of the freezer, because the water was so pure, I just put a sealed water bottle in the freezer and I left it there for about 3 hours. And we could see when it came out, we'll do it again in a second, that it was completely liquid. It had an air bubble that could move up and down it. So what happens when you super cool water is that you take water below the temperature of freezing, but it finds it difficult to, and I know I'm not going to explain it very well, but when it forms ice crystals, it's usually a lot easier for H2O molecules to form into those ice crystals when it can form around something. So if this water had little chunks of dirt or impurities in it, then it would have just frozen normally in the freezer. But since there were no impurities in this water, it didn't have anything around which to form the ice crystals. So when I hit it on the table, it disrupted, I think it just agitated the molecules and kind of shook some, like maybe 1 or 2 molecules into the correct position so that they fused and became, or I guess fusion is actually for melting, but they stuck together into their crystal structure. And then once they had that little crystal, you could see it at the top. Once it had that little crystal made, it just moved all the way down in like 1 second. The entire bottle was frozen. So here we're being very careful to not disturb this water because we could make it super cool or super freeze or whatever it's called. So here you see there's an air bubble just like before. Now what I'm going to do is try a different kind of super cooling technique where I introduce a particle around which hopefully the ice crystals will form. So there's a chance that as I'm preparing for this, as I'm opening the bottle, the water will actually freeze. But I'm going to try my best to not let that happen by being as gentle as possible. It's definitely not a pure liquid anymore, but there is some liquid in there. But definitely it's frozen.
It wasn't as noticeable that time.
No, it wasn't, but did you see how it spread out from the tip of it? It started like down here.